Have you ever stopped to think about the slice of toast you had this morning? Or the sandwich you packed for lunch? It seems so simple, but bread is so much more than just a food. It's a staple that has fueled empires, sparked revolutions, and shaped the very course of human history. Today, we're going on an epic journey to uncover the incredible story of bread. Our story begins long before bakeries and sliced loaves, around 30,000 years ago. Early humans were hunter-gatherers, but archaeological evidence suggests they were already making a primitive form of flatbread. They would grind wild grains like einkorn and immer between stones, mix the coarse flour with water, and cook this simple paste on hot rocks or in embers. It wasn't the light, airy bread we know today. It was likely tough, dense, and gritty, but it was a crucial source of calories. This was the first step in a long and delicious history. The real game changer was the agricultural revolution, around 10,000 BC, as humans transitioned from nomadic lifestyles to settled farming communities. They began domesticating wild grains. Wheat and barley became some of the first cultivated crops in the Fertile Crescent, an area in the Middle East. This steady, reliable source of grain meant people could make bread consistently. No longer just a sporadic treat, bread was becoming a dietary cornerstone. Early ovens, made of clay, allowed for better baking, resulting in a more refined product than the simple hot rock flatbreads of their ancestors. But the most magical discovery in bread's history came from ancient Egypt, around 4000 BC. Legend has it that a batch of dough was accidentally left out in the warm air. Wild yeast, which is naturally present all around us, settled on the dough and began to ferment. The baker, perhaps reluctantly, baked it anyway and discovered something amazing. The bread rose. It was lighter, softer, and had a more complex flavor than any bread made before. The Egyptians had stumbled upon leavening. They were the first civilization to master this technique, using sourdough starters to reliably produce leavened bread. Bread became so central to their culture that it was used as a form of currency. Workers building the Great Pyramids were often paid in loaves of bread. The art of bread making soon spread from Egypt to ancient Greece. The Greeks took it to a whole new level, transforming it from a simple staple into a culinary art form. They developed over 70 different types of bread for various occasions and meals, using different grains, shapes, and additions like honey, oil, and herbs. They even invented the first enclosed front-loading ovens, which provided more even heat and better control over the baking process. For the Greeks, bread wasn't just for sustenance. It was a symbol of skill and refinement. Then came the Romans, who were masters of engineering and organization, and they applied these skills to bread production. As the Roman Empire grew, feeding its massive population became a top priority. They established large-scale, state-sponsored bakeries and guilds for professional bakers, called P-stores. These bakeries used sophisticated machinery, like donkey-powered mills, to grind grain on an industrial scale. The Roman government even distributed free bread to its citizens in a policy known as panem et cheer, census bread in circuses, to keep the populace happy and prevent unrest. Bread was a tool of political stability. After the fall of the Roman Empire, Europe entered the Middle Ages. The sophisticated baking techniques of the Romans were largely lost. For most people, bread became simpler again. Local lords owned the mills and communal ovens, and peasants had to pay to use them. The type of bread you ate was a clear indicator of your social status. The wealthy enjoyed fine, white bread made from sifted wheat flour, seen as pure and desirable. The poor ate dark, heavy bread made from cheaper grains like rye, barley, or even ground beans and acorns. This daily bread was often the main, and sometimes only, food they had. The Renaissance saw a revival of art, science, and, you guessed it, baking. Trade routes expanded, bringing new ingredients and ideas. Bakers' guilds became more powerful, setting standards for quality and training. However, it was the Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries that truly transformed bread for the masses. The invention of the steel roller mill made it possible to produce vast quantities of fine white flour cheaply. Commercial yeast was developed, making the leavening process faster and more reliable than sourdough. Innovations like the mechanical dough mixer further automated the process, making bread more accessible and affordable than ever before. The 20th century brought perhaps the most iconic invention in bread's modern history, the automatic bread slicer. In 1928, Otto Rohwitter of Iowa introduced his machine, and the phrase, "the greatest thing since sliced bread," was born. Packaged pre-sliced bread became a symbol of modern convenience and a staple in households across the world. In the mid-20th century, the focus was on mass production, creating bread with a long shelf life, though sometimes at the cost of flavor and nutritional value. But the story doesn't end there. In recent decades, we've seen a wonderful resurgence of interest in traditional, artisanal bread making. People are rediscovering the joys of sourdough, ancient grains, and baking at home. There is a growing appreciation for the craft and the complex flavors that come from slow fermentation and quality ingredients. This artisan movement is a beautiful return to the roots of bread making, valuing quality over convenience. From a simple paste of grain and water cooked on a hot stone to the thousands of varieties we enjoy today, bread has been a constant companion on our human journey. It has been a symbol of life, a form of currency, a marker of social class, and a tool of political power. It reflects our innovations, our cultures, and our connection to the earth. So next time you bite into a piece of bread, take a moment to appreciate the 30,000 years of history packed into that simple, perfect bite. Thanks for joining us on this historical journey. If you enjoyed learning about the story of bread, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. What's your favorite type of bread? Let us know in the comments below.